Yeah. There was no smartphones then.
Yeah.
I remember after I quit my show, I was in San Francisco and someone just gave me tickets to Macworld, and I sat in the front. I was by myself, and I watched Steve Jobs introduce the iPhone. And had I known what he was doing, I would stuck a pencil in his chest and tried to save humanity.
That's real.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I mean, the world is a totally different place.
Yeah.
And as those phones get bigger, we all get dumber. I haven't read a book in years, yet I consume itty-bitty hors d'oeuvres of information all day, every day.
Yeah.
Everything, like every few minutes I know what Trump's doing. I fucking hate this world like this.
Yeah.
It's just too much information.
Too much information. You commented on Key and Peele. I know it was.
I did do that.
You did do that. Have you seen them since?
No, but I'll tell you this, and I've said this publicly. I'm not mad at them, like, at all.
Mm-hmm.
That was more a jab at the network.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what I fought to do with Chappelle's show. I know how they resisted the formula that ultimately became the show, and then I watched them parcel it out to all kinds of different comedians. Yeah, we'll try it with this one, we'll try it with that one. You know, they did everything but what I think was what could have been correct, what could have got me back. So, but it's not a slight instance. As a matter of fact, Jordan Peele's movie is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, Get Out.
Yeah, I love that movie. And Donnell, you were my witness. I have a Get Out party. I did. We rented a movie theater. We got Get Out. We put a PA system in there, and we heckled the movie like Mystery Science Theater 3000. And it was great. I mean, you know, everybody was shit-faced. It was real late at night. It was after the show, and it was really fun. And it's why I would go to the movies to see that shit like that. So I like the work that they do, and I respect the work they do. I respect them.
Would you work with them if the situation was right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the situation was right, I'd do all kinds of shit.
Okay, shit. We can make it pop.
I wanted to ask because we've seen people get upset at these rappers who don't respect the people that came before them. You know, they're like,
which man went on Bad Boy?
That's DB right there, man.
Yo.
What man went on Bad Boy?
If the situation is right, it's always good to do everything, if it's at the right place at the right time. And most especially, it is really good to, as Dave Chappelle says, right, it is really good to respect people. So much important. So much important. And going to the part of mobile phones, I myself personally am going to give a big credit to Steve Jobs. Like, may so rest in peace, but a big credit to Steve Jobs for the pioneering the iPhone, the Mac, the Apple Watch, everything Apple. A big kudos and appreciation goes to himself, especially Steve Jobs. Like, even though he's normal with us, but big kudos to him. For sure, right? Mobile phones has made us lazy, especially when it comes to like working, reading, stuff like that. But if you look at it, mobile phones, there are a lot of phones with there are a lot of pros with having mobile phones. The phones sometimes outweighs the cons, but it is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Like, I can say I used to read books, handbooks, but as I switched to audiobooks, I read way more audiobooks than, how can I even put it? I read way more audiobooks than if I had read the handbooks themselves. So that meaning that having a phone, you can read more books as compared to having an actual book on your hand. So the pros outweighs the cons, but at the end of the day, it comes to everything. There are some things that are much good, the others that are not. So it just depends on you at the end of the day, and what you feel that you like and what you feel that you don't like. So that is it. Let's continue with Dave Chappelle.
No, but we've seen people like Lil Yachty who said he didn't care about Biggie because he didn't grow up with him, or Kodak Black who said he was better than Tupac and Biggie. But if a comedian said that, would you feel the same way that they needed to respect? You know, if there's somebody said I'm better than Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy isn't that great.
Nah, I don't care about that. You know why? Because I know comedy's a weird genre. I know deep down every comedian thinks that comedy is all about them. Every single one of them. For a comedian to stand in the back of the room and watch another comedian, it's almost like watching somebody fuck your girlfriend. And you like, yo, I fuck her better. You're not doing it right. It's awful. They get jealous. You'll hear people hate on like a guy like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is a wonderful person. There's nothing wrong with him. But guys feed themselves this kind of gunpowder because, it takes so much. Comedians are insecure people a lot of times, socially awkward people a lot of times. A lot of those guys are fucking miserable dudes. And they need to believe it. And some of them vocalize it, some of them don't. But many of them feel that way.
And
It is good to appreciate people, man. Like if somebody is better than you, just own up to it. Like admit that this person is much better than you, and not go about saying the person isn't good, he or she isn't that great. Like we all learn from one another. Look at it this way: at the end of the day, whoever you hang out with, whoever you listen to, even if the person seems dumb, even if you feel the person is dumb, but at the end of the day, there is something that you will learn from that person. If you just listen, just try to understand with the person. Just try to be patient with the person. At the end of the day, you will definitely for sure learn something. Just patience is the main thing. Just be patient with people and try to understand people and try to see things about them in their own point of view. And not in your own point of view. Most of the time, people just try to see things in their own point of view and not in the person's own point of view, especially the person that is trying to pass out his or her own thoughts or opinions about things. It's always good to see things in people's own point of view and not in your own point of view. Try to understand people and also not just understand people, right, but try as much as possible to be patient with people. It is so important to be patient with people. Us as humans, if you understand humans, right, you know that humans, we are evolving, we improve over time. So just be patient with people. The same way God is patient with you, the same way God is patient with us. It's always good to be patient with people. Try to understand them in their own point of view.